A recent report has surfaced around the MLB involving a potential contract extension for one Orioles star and how it could be one of the biggest franchise deals ever. Welcome to Orioles Digest. I'm your host, Kam Brice. And before you do anything, hit that subscribe button. If you're a parts percentage, let's change that today. Come join Orioles Digest. We're giving you daily updates about the Baltimore Orioles that you don't want to miss. Spring training is right around the corner, and there are a lot of discussions of what the Baltimore Orioles are going to do with their young talent in Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman. And one MLB insider has given us some good insight. CBS insider Mike Axisa posted an article a couple weeks ago detailing a few MLB extensions that could be on the way. And Dylan Sanders of Sports Illustrated wrote a recent article about that situation. Along with predicting that Rutschman would sign a deal in the coming weeks, Axisa also projected a price tag of 6 years, $105.5 million. That would be an easy decision for the Baltimore Orioles at that price and contract length. A great deal for the team that will put them among the highest paid at his position. So in this video, we're going to break down the Adley Rutschman contract extension details, and we're also going to talk about the past history of the catcher position and what could be the best deal for Adley. We're going to take a deep dive into the projected contract extension for Adley Rutschman. So in this article, it stated that Adley Rutschman is projected to land a 6-year, $105 million contract. So let's take a breakdown of what that could look like every single year. In 2026, Adley Rutschman will make $10 million. 2027, he will make $15 million. Then we go through 28 and 30. He will make between $35 to $25 million. That all depends on the Baltimore's contract extension details. So that rounds to 6 years, $105.5 million. Now in 2023, the Atlanta Braves signed Sean Murphy to a 6-year, $73 million contract, in which he was the best catcher at his position in 2023. He wasn't a generational prospect like Adley Rutschman, but he still had the same service time. That doesn't mean Adley Rutschman is going to get a deal around Sean Murphy because I think Adley Rutschman is looking for that long-term goal. It takes into consideration that he had the same service time as Adley Rutschman, and that's very important. But I don't think Adley Rutschman is going to get that same contract. I think he'll be looking more in the 8-year, between 9-year ballpark, well over 105 million. So let's take a look at what Adley Rutschman did last season. He had 19 home runs, 79 RBIs, 58 walks, 143 hits, but 103 strikeouts. And we saw at the point of last year, Adley Rutschman was one of the worst qualified hitters in baseball. But let's not take it from the fact that this is the guy who brought the Orioles franchise back to life. When he was drafted, when they brought him up, we saw the upcoming of every single player. And Adley Rutschman has done a tremendous job of leading this team for years to come. I think the Baltimore's are going to extend him first over Gunnar Henderson, but we're also going to talk about the past contract extensions in the MLB history. And I really want to get into Buster Posey, Joe Mauer, and all those different types of guys and why they could relate to Adley Rutschman. We're going to talk about the history of the catcher position and compare some recent contract extensions in MLB history. Starting off in 2010 with Joe Mauer and the Twins, he signed for an 8-year, $184 million contract. That was the biggest deal by a catcher in the MLB history. In 2013, Buster Posey signed a 9-year, $167 million contract. And we all know how great Buster Posey was. And going through these contract extensions and these past details, I'm surprised that Buster Posey only got 167 million in what he did with the Giants. But obviously, he was building around that youth and he wanted more talent to come in. Now, fast forward to 2024 with Will Smith and the Dodgers, 10 years, 141 million. When you look at Will Smith, you don't think of as a generational prospect like Joe Mauer, Adley Rutschman, or Buster Posey. You think of a guy that can come to work every single day, provide on the offensive end, have some sparks in the clubhouse. He can also provide very good defense. But it's surprised that the Dodgers gave him that big contract, but it's the LA Dodgers. When they want a player to stay for a long time, they're going to give him the most money. So when I'm looking at these past contract extensions, I'm thinking to myself, man, could Adley Rutschman land a deal around 7 to 8 years, well over $170 million? That's a lot. So we have to think about it this way. In 2025, in today's MLB age, the catcher position is probably the most valuable other than shortstop, first baseman, and a starting ace pitcher. Now, when you think about a contract extension with Adley Rutschman, I know we talked about Joe Mauer, we talked about Buster Posey, we talked about Will Smith, and we also talked about Sean Murphy who had the same service time as him. But are the Orioles really going to give Adley Rutschman 8 years, well over 150 million, when you also have to think about a Gunnar Henderson extension? Now, the good thing about Adley Rutschman and his agency is it's different than Scott Boras and different than a lot of MLB players. So they can go in a different type of direction, and Adley Rutschman could take a team-friendly deal. But at his position, is he really going to move to an AL East team like the Yankees, the Red Sox, or he's going to go to LA when he finishes boatload of his career in Baltimore? I don't think so. So I think the Baltimore Orioles could give him a deal. What they said around 6 years, 105 million. I think that's very valuable to Adley Rutschman, but it will be considering what do the Baltimore Orioles do in the future. They have so many players they have to lock up. Is it going to be Gunnar Henderson or Adley Rutschman first? We've seen when Adley Rutschman's in the lineup and not in the lineup, it makes a huge difference to this team. And he brings the clubhouse together. He brings the guys down. And even though his offensive production wasn't there last season, I expect a big year from Adley Rutschman in 2025. Now, before we hit off, I want to ask you guys a simple question, and please give me a discussion in the comments. Would you rather extend Adley Rutschman first or Gunnar Henderson? I know my viewpoint is different than others, but who would you rather have as your franchise leader for the next 10 years? Obviously, a lot of people are going to say Gunnar Henderson, but if you can extend both, there'll be key contributions to your team. So, once again, I'm going to ask you, who would you rather extend first, Gunnar Henderson or Adley Rutschman? Thank you for joining Orioles Digest. I'm giving you daily updates about the Baltimore Orioles. I have another co host who is working very hard to give you the same updates, so please join our channel. Guys, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Keep pushing. We're almost there. We have something very special coming up for you guys once we hit that mark, so stay tuned to Orioles Digest.